Hi, my name is Gerhard Gschwandtner and welcome to Selling Power TV. Today we have the pleasure of meeting with Neve. Jim, welcome.
Hi, Gerhard.
What is your title?
My title is Senior Vice President of Sales and Marketing Operations for SunGard Financial Systems.
So, Jim, you have gone through a profound transformation in your company in the last 18 months. Can you describe the milestones?
Sure. I think I would describe it as we're in the process of that transformation. We've done quite a bit in the last 18 months. I would describe, just based on some of my experience from the past, that we've probably done 36 months worth of work in 18. Some of those milestones were very basic in the beginning, and they've progressed quite a bit over the last 6 months specifically. In the very beginning, Gerhard, what we started with is pure measurement. How are we doing? The company, from a sales perspective, did not have a high enough level of discipline around measuring what we were doing, how we were doing, what areas needed improvement, what might be working well. So we started with the basics. And when I say basics, I'm talking about how many actual frontline quota carriers do we have? What is the collective total of their quota? And does that collective total is it equal to or greater than our sales target for the year? We started to publish stack ranking reports. We started to track metrics around sales effectiveness and productivity. And I will say that some of the early success that we're seeing in the form of sales growth is probably largely to do with focus and transparency around simple things like this. We've progressed. When you ask about the milestones, we've implemented a number of different sales tools along the way. We've standardized processes. We've formalized sales training and have introduced that to our sales force in January, and we're continuing to do more and more. So all of these more strategic things that are now starting to hit the field are only going to help us get better. But I'll tell you, in the beginning, it was some of the very basic things, and we're seeing that now pay dividends in the form of real year-over-year productivity improvements and sales growth.
So when you embark on a journey like that, Jim, I see that you have faced a number of trade-offs. I imagine that was very difficult to decide which road to take.
One of the largest challenges that I would describe, it goes like this. When you know what better looks like because you've done it before in a different firm, and you know that you're in an organization that has all the great core ingredients of getting better, and you look at all the different levers that you can pull from the very beginning, it's daunting to think about what's the right roadmap to optimize the ability for this organization to become more productive and effective over the course of this journey. And so the daunting task, as you put it, is really doing the best possible that we could in putting together the right list of priorities to get started. There were a lot of things working well, but there was a lot of opportunity for us to do things better. And I think we did a good job of prioritizing and getting started. I'd say we probably went a little too fast in the beginning, but recognized that quickly, slowed down, and things are starting to really sink in and really pay dividends.
How did you get the management buy-in?
Great question. The good news is there was a marketing spend. There was an overwhelming amount of the total spend that was focused on other channels like event marketing, print, digital, some advertising, and I think the trick is the right mix. There was very little spend on sales training, learning, enablement, and tools. And there was the traditional disconnect between the marketing organization and the sales organization. They really did operate as autonomous entities within the same firm. And what we've done in a large way is really bring them together. And so the short answer to your question is we really didn't spend more money. we actually were able to effectively balance differently and give some money back to the firm in the form of a budget reduction, while still being able to demonstrate tremendous amounts of additional investment in our sales force, people, process, and tools. So it was a win-win for the organization in that respect.
How did you get the executive buy-in? How does that work?
Well, this was the beauty of partially how I came to the firm. It was through a connection that I had with a couple of senior executives, one being the CEO of SunGard Data Systems, Russ Fraden, who I had worked with in the past. And really, he understood the vision of sales enablement and investing in the sales force as a way to grow, getting the firm back to organic growth. And because of some of the things that I had done in my career at another firm, it was a great match for me to join SunGard under Russ's vision and leadership. And it's a lot easier when you have the CEO painting the picture. So I think my role was to help people understand exactly what that meant beyond just a vision, help them taste it and feel it along the way so that they can feel comfortable with adopting it. And really that's a large part of what my role has been in the transformation over the last 18 months. But it started at the highest level, which makes it a lot more effective and simpler than otherwise could have been the case.
What would you recommend to other companies that they do to engineer buy-in from the top?
Yeah, I think it's always helpful to start small, first of all, and pick a couple of things that look to be like the low-hanging fruit. Point to other like organizations who have maybe done similar things, and to the degree that you could demonstrate what the tangible results were for them, that to be able to show the executives in our firm or your firm, whatever the case may be, that, hey, maybe we should do this too. There's something to be said for, the phrases of best in class, world class. But when you pick functions and components within those functions that truly can be recognized as best in class, because those that are recognized at that level are doing it, and you can tie that back to results, and then apply a what-if scenario within your own firm, then that really helps to have the executive team, understand, okay, maybe this is worth a try. And if you can start small and get early wins, then it can continue to snowball in a very positive way from there.
So how have you transformed as a sales leader as a result of that transformation?
Oh, that's a great question. I appreciate that. Thank you. I think that the great thing about SunGard that's helped me in my transformation is something that's very different than what I've been accustomed to in the past, and it's really around the global footprint of this firm. I mean, we truly are a global organization. And historically, my experiences are much more rooted in North America and to some degree Europe. But large degrees of our growth are coming from Asia Pacific, Middle East, Latin America, Australia, New Zealand. And so understanding and really appreciating in this transformation the necessity that you need to adopt and consider different cultures in your implementation, right? So selling is a function that transcends globally, but how it's done, how it's received, the pace at which you can implement change varies greatly by region and cultures within those regions. I've had, in an 18-month period, 4 trips to Asia. I've had 7 or 8 trips to Europe, and I will be visiting Latin America in the coming months. It really is important to be able to get on the ground with the sales force, in the market, in front of the customer, to really have a true full appreciation for what they do and how it does differ globally. To sit in a single location in New York City and manage from behind a desk is not nearly as effective as being in the field.
So what do you see as a future scenario for you?
We started a job, and we're well along the way, and we have a lot more to do. So I'm here as part of the corporate vision that I would describe as we need to take SunGard, which was built and had been previously operating as a holding company built through acquisition, to now becoming more an operating company. And for the sales and marketing function, my vision is and responsibility is to lead that and make it a best-in-class organization, and to be recognized as such globally within the world of sales and marketing. And as we continue to evolve and potentially change our organization as we go through this transformation, look, there may be different roles for many of us to play. I have a lot more to do over the next 12 months, and I like to look at responsibilities and milestones a year at a time. We're halfway through 2013 from a sales perspective. We're approaching double-digit year-over-year growth. 2014 will be when all this great new selling will turn into revenue, and we will start to see the revenue line hopefully also recognize that double-digit growth. And there could be a possibility for us to go public over the next few years. That may happen, it may not, but I'd like to be a part of that and be able to play a meaningful role in the success of that, should that be our future.
Thank you so much, Jim. That was a great interview.
Thank you, Gerhard.